Hey, I'm Sam, and I'm standing in exactly the same place I was in the last video, but look at it. No snow. Very cold though. So I thought I'd come out and share a few thoughts, because it's such a beautiful day. I'm always surprised that anybody really gets what I say, and I've rewatched the last video a few times, and I think it was clear in places, but I'm just kind of thinking out loud, and sometimes I don't make as much sense as it first seems when I watch the video, and I think, yeah, I'll publish that. So I'm very pleased that a lot of people understood what I was saying, even though there were bits in that where I'm sort of, making shortcuts in what I'm saying and jumping from one thing to another. But, there is a message in everything. Every video there's a message. And the message comes from just my own experience. And I want to talk about the essence of the message that I'm trying to share in every video. I've had a life of brutality. A life of brutality. I was brutalized as a child. And I had a desperate life of violence and drug abuse and self-harm in various different inventive and horrifying ways. And I was still being violent with myself right up until I had a breakdown. Aggressively trying to change, aggressively trying to impose my will on the world to get what I thought I wanted, to be safe and secure. And it didn't work. It didn't work. And so for me, there's one thing that is absolutely foundational in this process that we call healing. And it's to be gentle with yourself. You must be gentle with yourself. And we're not. We're not. We are so cruel to ourselves. We are so cruel to ourselves. So when you hate yourself and you want to hurt yourself, I know that it's almost impossible not to do it. But you just imagine yourself as a child, as the child you were, standing in front of you. What would you say to that child? Would you hit it like you hit yourself? Would you cut it? Would you slap it? Would you scream and shout like we do in our own minds? Would you do that? No. You would fall to your knees, fling your arms around your child self. Give yourself a hug. Feel your cheek and just say, I love you. I love you. And you would want to do anything at all to take the pain away from that child. Yet what do we do as adults? We don't do that. We just get caught in a cycle of self-harm. Just as we internalize responsibility for whatever wrong happened to us as kids, we're still trying to resolve that as adults, saying this is my responsibility to right this wrong. There's nothing wrong in the first place. There is nothing wrong in the first place but the internalized blame and shame. Yes, we have strange ways. We have disturbing ways. We are changed by trauma. But when our attention is looking at all of that through a magnifying glass, trying to fix it, it becomes all-encompassing. If you fall to your knees, embrace the child that you were in gentle, tender, loving care, and accept everything. Stop feeding the conflict inside you. Accept yourself. accept yourself in your wounded, flawed, terrified, longing state. And put down the magnifying glass. Stop trying to squeeze together the puzzle in your own head, aggressively pushing down on those pieces, those jagged, broken pieces, trying to make them all fit together, thinking that, okay, if I can just sort this out, I will be me, but better. Me, but more acceptable. Me, but somehow able to have the life that I think is going to answer all my problems. No. Gentleness, softness, the softness and gentleness that was absent in the first place. You provide it for yourself in acceptance. And all those jagged, sharp-edged pieces in your head that you're trying to aggressively put together, all just soften. Everything softens. Everything softens. How we're holding the space within which we exist softens. Because you accept yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to fucking judge and criticize yourself. There's nothing to defend. There's nothing to explain. You simply are who you are. And that's just the beginning. The outer shell of self, the facade, the dividing line between the world and who you think you are, becomes porous. In that gentle acceptance, becomes porous. Thins, the veil between thins. And that light of innocence within you that you've been sheltering your whole life, too afraid to show, can't afford it. You can't afford vulnerability, you can't afford sensitivity, so you squash it all down. What if I show myself? Will I be treated with hostility? If you accept yourself, in that acceptance, in the ceasing of hostility within you, comes stability. And in that stability, the light begins to shine. And that's the light of your own presence, the light of your own innocence. It's already there. It's already there. You are already it. You're already enough. You always have been. There's nothing for you to do. Accept. Accept. Gentleness, softness, kindness. Accept. And then all of that stuff going on in the background, the strangeness, the inappropriate things we say and do, the fear, all of that stuff just becomes smaller. It becomes smaller. And when it comes up, you just smile and say, there I am doing that thing again, thinking those thoughts again. I cannot tell you the difference in just the quality of life that's available when you let go. Cease the hostility inside you. So if I have a message in every single video and in every single conversation I have with people that reach out to me, it's this. You're already enough. You're already enough. You always have been. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to apologise for. Be gentle with yourself. That's it. Gentleness is not weakness. Kindness is not weakness. Sensitivity is not weakness. Humility is not weakness. And humility is impossible until you go through this process. There's no humility in self-hate. There's no humility in self-hate. And how can you release yourself from that until you see yourself clearly? So, thank you to everybody that participates in this thing we do here. All you lovely, wonderful people in the comments supporting each other. All you lovely people that reach out. And all those people that donate. Thank you so much. And I shall see you soon. Bye.